Hi guys, this is JJ Lockhart back again this week with a new video. And it feels like it's been a little while since I've had a voiceover on one of my videos. But I decided that, why not? I hadn't talked to you guys in a little bit. And I recently was a little bit sick, and so my voice was a little bit croaky in a way. So that's why I kept deciding not to do a voiceover on my videos. But I was still trying to continue to post a new art video every week. And this week I am drawing Dracula, and I'm just continuing my Universal Monster theme. And I don't know if you've checked out my other videos that I've posted up recently. I've done Frankenstein and The Mummy. So this week I decided to do Dracula. And I guess for this series, I just wanted to do the Universal Monsters, and I wanted to have them all, I guess, look similar or feel similar, and I decided to go with a very ornate frame, which you'll see later on if you haven't seen the other videos. So it's the same frame. I just decided to do the same frame just so that they all have a uniform sort of look to them. I did give them all a separate color so that they're also, I guess, similar in that they're all in monochromatic schemes, I guess, and a similar frame. But I decided to do the actual portraits also similar, where it's just the face and the shoulders, not too much of the torso area, mostly the face. I know with Frankenstein, I sort of did him at an angle, and with The Mummy, it's sort of straightforward, and with Dracula, I did also a little more straightforward, just because I felt that I really wanted to get the intensity of his eyes, and so that's why I had him forward-facing as well. Also, another reason why I wanted to do this Universal Monster theme is because I also wanted to do, I guess, more practice on male faces. I mostly draw a lot of females, and so I decided I wanted to try some male faces, get a little more practice with that, feel a little more comfortable with it. And I was just, thinking of ideas of what I wanted to do, and I just thought Universal Monsters would be a good combo of both, where I would have a series with several portraits, and they're mostly all male, so I would get plenty of practice with male faces. And so that's, I guess, the reason why I decided to start this series. And they're all hand-sketched initially, like I hand-sketched the portrait, and what I did is I just looked up some reference and just grabbed my handy-dandy color erase pencils. I grabbed a red and a blue, and I just went ahead and started just sketching, looking at my reference, and then after that I just take a picture of the image of the sketch with my phone, and then I take that image and just send it to myself, and then I start working on it in Manga Studio digitally. So I decided to ink them digitally, and the reason why is because I know that I wanted a lot of detail in their faces, and I really wanted to do a lot of line work. And I feel like whenever I do line work with actual pen and ink, you don't have I guess, it's not as easy to sort of zoom in an area and really work on all the lines. When you work with actual paper and pen, it's, a certain size, and you can't really zoom in a way. You can get like finer pens and, brushes that are a little bit finer, but still, I guess I would just wanted more clean lines and more detail. And also because I wanted to be able to see them all together as a series. And I figured that going digital with the inking would make that easier as well, especially since I'm using the same frame. I pretty much drew this frame for the first one in Frankenstein, so if you want to see me drawing parts of the frame, you can see it there. But from there, I just take the same frame, and then I just recolor it pretty much, just so that they all look like the same frame, but they're in the same color family that I've decided for each character. Like I said, Frankenstein's in greens, the Mummy is in like golds and yellows, and Dracula I decided to go with a red theme for obvious reasons. And so that's how also I decided on the color for the individuals within their frame. So if you look at the Frankenstein, he's all in greens, and so is the Mummy. The Mummy's all in golds and yellows. And so the same thing with Dracula. I wanted to sort of keep them monochromatic, and with Dracula I went with a red theme. And with most of the pictures of Dracula, he's all dark, and then he's got that one ray of light, or that one beam of light right near his eyes. So I did want to capture that. So that's where I started placing. First I went in there and I wanted to obviously create high areas and low areas within the face itself. And then afterwards I put in some more shade and cleaned up the area around the eyes to make that effect. Same thing with the clothing. He mostly just wears that like white shirt with that cape. And so what I did is I darkened the whole area because it wouldn't make sense if he's in shade for his shirt to be bright white. So then I went in there and added a little bit more highlight to his actual face and his features in order to better define it. And I'm just building up those high areas, especially in that beam or that stream of light right at his eyes. And just adding a little bit of more, I guess, a little more areas that are a little bit deeper in color to give him again some more definition. And his hair, I just kept it all black with that, big contrast of white highlight on his hair. In this part, as far as adding highlights, I'm really looking at my reference picture, and that kind of helps to figure out where these highlights go. I know sometimes it's pretty intuitive. It's just like it just feels like it needs to go there. But sometimes I'm not exactly sure where, and so my reference pictures that I use usually help with that and figuring out exactly where the light is. And I felt like it was not bright enough or as bright as I wanted it to be, so I went in and added a little bit more highlight right to the eyes, and then I added a little bit of red to the eyes and the lips in order to sort of give it a little bit of a variety. And I deepened the shadow in the eyes, some highlights. And if you keep seeing it go back and forth, and it's because in this area when I'm making overall changes or small details, I like to zoom in and out in order to see the overall picture, make sure that everything still looks cohesive. And I'm just going in there and adding anything else that I feel like it needs, like any last minute little details as I'm finishing up. And for the background, I decided to just do like a red area, and I wanted it to sort of look like a pool of blood almost behind him. The reason why is because I wanted it to sort of look like maybe a pool of blood, and then with the sort of the rings of like water around him, also to create like a hypnotizing sort of look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.